Hello students. So today we are going to study about three-phase induction motor. So in three-phase induction motor, first we will learn about no load test and blocked rotor test. Okay. So this is our three-phase induction machine. You can see in the diagram. And okay. So this is the equivalent circuit diagram of three phase induction motor on per phase basis. So here V1 is phase voltage of the supply. So suppose if my machine is star connected, then to find V1 I will find, suppose my machine ratings are given like 415 volt 4 ampere. Okay, so that is three phase voltage or line voltage. Okay, so this is line voltage. And if I want to find the voltage of phase, then I will need to check the connection whether it is star connected or it is in delta connected. So if it is in star, then to find V phase I will write as VL by square root of 3. And if it is in star, okay, and if it is in delta, then I will write as V phase is equal to V line. Okay, I hope you all know these basics. So let's start. So this is the per phase equivalent circuit diagram. So in this, let me recap. R1 is the stator resistance or stator winding resistance. Jx1 is leakage reactance of stator. R2 and Jx2 same for rotor, that is rotor resistance and leakage reactance of rotor. And finally the R2 upon S into 1 minus S is mechanical equivalent. I will write it for you, that is mechanical equivalent resistance, because the motor is converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. So by some assumptions I am saying that this is mechanical equivalent resistance. Okay, so this is the per phase diagram of three phase induction motor. Okay, so let's start. So if I want to perform no load test or block rotor test, my circuit diagram in the lab will be like this. Suppose this is three phase induction motor with phase A, B and C, or I can say phase R, Y and B. Okay, and I will require two wattmeter that will give three phase power W1 and W2 in watt. So three phase power will be W1 plus W2, and it will be equal to root 3 VL IL cos of phi. Okay, and ammeter will give you the line current and voltmeter will give you the line voltage, and this will give you line current. Okay, so this is the connection you will do in the lab. And further, if I want to find the equivalent circuit parameters, that is R1, first one is R1, X1, R2 or R2 dash, X2 dash and RC and X5. If I want to find these parameters, I will need to perform three tests on induction machine. First one will be stator resistance test. So in this, by performing this test, I will be able to find the value of R1. Okay, suppose my machine is star connected. Okay, so star connection of stator will be like this. So what I will do in this test, I will simply connect one voltmeter, or I will use one multimeter to know the resistance. and I will use one DC emitter here and DC voltmeter here. Okay, so if I connect the circuit like this, the current will flow like this. Okay, and suppose one winding resistance, that is R phase winding resistance, is R, B phase R, C phase R. So the current is flowing in R phase and B phase. So I am saying V upon I, that is the reading of multimeter, or voltage upon current, is giving the value of R plus R. Okay, and suppose this is R1. Okay, so R1 will be 2R. What is the exact resistance of per phase? That is R. Okay, so what is R? R will be the value I have got, that is R1 divided by 2. Okay, so this is what written here, that is R1 is equal to 0.5 R, means here R1 is the actual value of per phase resistance of induction motor and R is the measured value. So for star connection we will do like this, and if the connection is delta, then you will connect the winding in delta and then apply voltage by current. You will automatically get the R1 is 1.5 R. So you all know, due to skin effect we take one assumption that RAC that is will be equal to 1.25 times of RDC we have measured. So if my measured value is RDC, then I will multiply it by 1.25 and to get the AC resistance, and that will be equal to R1, that is AC resistance of induction motor, single per phase. This R1 will equal to per phase AC resistance of induction motor. Okay, so this is all about stator resistance test. Now moving further, you all know the circuit diagram of induction motor is like this. This is, let me write the values. This is phase value, that is phase voltage. This is phase current. Okay, I am performing all the calculations on per phase basis. Okay, so I have already find the value of R1. Now X1, X2 dash, R2 dash, RC and XM I will need to find out. So for that I will do no load test and block rotor test. So first case will be no load test. So in no load test, what we do, at the shaft of the machine there is no load. No load means the machine will try to rotate very fast. That is, before that you should know what is NS, what is NR and what is S. So NS, that is synchronous speed, is equal to 120 into F upon P, where F is the frequency of supply and P is the number of poles in the winding. And what is NR? NR is the speed of rotor, or I can say speed of motor. Then I define one term, that is slip. Slip is equal to NS minus NR divided by NS, that is into 100. This is in percentage. Okay, so what is S? That is slip. What is S written in the circuit diagram? That is slip. So moving further, if I am performing no load test, then machine will try to rotate as fast as possible, but if it will not reach NS anyway, so I can say the value of S will be equivalent to 0. So this is slip. So if I am performing no load test, then NR will be equivalent to NS and slip will be equivalent to 0. So I can say that mechanical equivalent resistance term will be equivalent to infinite, and if this is infinite, then I can remove that part, that is open circuited. So I can open circuit that output resistance in electrical equivalent resistance. So moving further, you can see there will be no current flow in this R2 dash and JX2 dash. So I can further remove these two terms from here. So, and one more assumption I am taking, that if I am applying a voltage here, then you should know that the value of RC and XM, that is core loss component and magnetizing reactance component, will be very high than stator resistance and leakage reactance. So I can ignore these two. Okay, so my final circuit during no load will be like this. This is the phase voltage, this is core loss component, this is magnetizing reactance, and this is I phase. So if I show you the currents, this is I note, that is no load current. So it will flow from here to here, and from here it will divide into two parts, that is I C and I phi. Okay, because in the no load test I will find the value of RC and XM, so I will be using I phi. Okay, so during no load test you got the reading of three phase power, that is W1 plus W2, and I am working on single phase, so I can say single phase power will be W1 plus W2 divided by 3, and I am naming this as P single phase, that is single phase power drawn by the machine during no load condition. Okay, and if my voltmeter is showing 415 volt, then V phase will be that V no load divided by square root of 3 if the connection is star, and if the connection is delta, then it will be equal. And for star connection, you all know that line current is equal to phase current, so no change in the current values. Now, yes, if the current, you can see the total current, that is I naught, is converting into two parts, that is RC and I phi. So I can see the core loss will be IC square into RC. Yes or no? So I can write core loss, that is core loss will be IC square into RC. Yes or no? But I don't know the value of IC, so I need to rethink. So now you can see that the phase voltage that is appearing here is directly applied to the resistance RC. So can I say like VPH square by RC will give you the power of single phase? Okay, so this is the first formula you need to remember to find the value of RC. I know the value of P single phase, I know the value of V single phase, so I will find the value of RC from here. Okay, RC I will be after this. Okay, so you can see in the book it is given RC is equal to VOC square by POC. Okay, so moving further, I cannot find the value of XM without finding the value of I phi or phi. What is phi? The phase difference between voltage and the current. So can I find the value of phi? You all know. Let me write it here to find the value of phi. So you can see three phase power is equal to W1 plus W2, and this is root 3 VL IL cos phi. Okay, so I know the value of W1, I know the value of W2, VL and IL. So can I find the value of phi? Phi, I can say phi OC, that is open circuitry power factor. So phi OC will be cos inverse of W1 plus W2 divided by root 3 into VL into IL. So I will find the value of phi OC. Now you can see, if my phase voltage vector is lying at y axis, during no load condition we all know that the machine works on very poor power factor. So the angle between voltage and the current drawn by the machine will be very high, approximately equal to 90. So I can say that will be like this. This is I naught, that is no load current. This is phase voltage. Okay, so now my target is to find the value of IC and I phi. So IC current is flowing in the resistance RC, so it will be the in phase component of V phase, and I phi current is flowing in the XM, that is inductance. So that it will lag behind by the voltage, that is 90-degree lag. So I can say that I naught will have two component. One will be on the x-axis, that is 90-degree lagging from phase voltage, that is I will name it as I phi. Okay, this is phi or phi OC, and in phase component, that is IC, that will give you core loss. Now I can find the value of core loss by this formula also, because I know the value of IC now. What is the value of IC? IC will be I naught cos phi OC, and I phi will be I naught sin phi OC. This is also important. So I know the value of IC, I can easily find the value of RC. So you can find the value of RC from here or from here, both will give the same result. But my target to find the value of phi OC was because I wanted to find the value of XM. So now can I say V phase by I phi will give you XM. So I will write it as yes, this is written, XM is VOC upon I naught phi OC, or I can say V phase divided by I phi, because I phi has the value of I naught sin phi OC. So I have found the value of R1. I have already found the value of RC and X. Okay, so this is all about no load test. Now we will move to the final test of induction machine, that is blocked rotor test. So that is written BR test, or I can write it for you as blocked rotor test. Okay, so in this, what we do, we try to find out the rated core loss, or sorry, rated copper loss of the machine by injecting the rated current in the winding. So what we do, we block the rotor. Suppose this is our machine rotor, we block it by some means so that the motor won't rotate. Okay, so we block, this is the belt, and we block this pulley, and we apply some voltage. So first we will see the circuit diagram and some calculations, and then we will find the values, whatever the values we will find in the BR test. Okay, so I was saying rotor is blocked. Blocked means you can say the rotor will not rotate, and in simple language we can say NR will be 0. And if nr is 0, s was given as ns minus nr upon ns. So you can say s will be, if nr is 0, s will be 1. So I have written s is 1, and if s is 1, then this resistance was r2 dash into 1 minus s upon s. So if s is 1, then this resistance will be 0. 0 means short circuited. Okay, and if I've already told you that rotor and stator resistances are very very less than the core loss component and xm. So I can say if I apply some voltage here, that is vbr, during block rotor test, and some current will flow in the winding, or I can say some current, or I can say the motor will draw some current. So if the motor is drawing some amount of current, very less amount of current will go in this side. For an example, if 100% current is drawing by the motor, then only 1 to 2% will go inside and rest will go this side, because this is short circuited, and this has a very less value comparison to RC and XM. So I can say very large amount of current will flow in this part. Okay, so I can ignore this part. I can ignore this part. So further I can say, yes, I have written RC and XM has very large value, hence neglected, and my equivalent circuit will be like this. Yes, this is R1, this is JX1, this is R2 dash, JX2 dash, this is VBR, and the current flowing in the winding is IBR. Okay, so can I do one more thing, that if I write as RE is equal to R1 plus R2 dash, yes or no, and XE is equal to X1 plus X2 dash. Okay, so I have finally redraw the circuit after this assumption like this: RE, XE, VBR and IBR. So can I find the value of RE? Because wattmeter will give the reading of active power that is flowing in the machine. So I can say 3-phase power if wattmeter is showing W1. Let me change the color. No. Yes. If wattmeter is showing 3-phase power is W1 plus W2, then single phase will be by 3, that is P single phase. So can I say it will be IBR square into R equivalent? Yes or no? So I know the value of P single phase by wattmeter. I know the value of IBR by using ammeter, and I will find the value of R equivalent. Okay, what is R equivalent? That is nothing but RE. So RE is equal to R1 plus R2 dash. I already know the value of R1 by using stator resistance test. So I can easily find the value of rotor resistance, that is R2 dash will be RE minus R1. Okay, and finally what is left? Left is XE. So what I can do? Can I do one thing, like I can write it ZE is equal to RE plus JXE. Okay, so I can draw the circuit like this: VBR, IBR. Okay, and this is ZE. So can I say ZE will be VBR upon IBR? This I know. I will know this by dividing VBR and IBR. Further, I will find the value of XE will be under root of ZE square minus RE square. So you know the value of ZE and you know the value of RE, you can easily find the value of XE. So if I see in the equivalent circuit, yes, I have found the value of R1 by using resistance test. I have find the value of X1, sorry, I have find the value of RC already by using no load test, XM by using no load test, R2 dash by using no load test, but I have find the value of X1 and X2, that is X equivalent. So it is very difficult to find these values like x1 and x2 separately. So I can say that x1 will be equal to x2 dash will be equal to xc divided by 2. Okay, so i have found the I have found the each and every parameter of three phase induction machine by using three tests, that is stator resistance test, block rotor test and no load test. Now I will do this practical on in the lab, and I will upload the video, and I will perform the calculations in the next video. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can comment.